This is Yagboyaju TV, your trusted source for verified news, community updates, and global headlines.
Nobody at this stage can say with finality that this is what Trump will eventually do. Because in Trump, you are dealing with an unusual kind of president. Somebody who changed the Ministry of Defense to Ministry of War. Have you ever seen a president call the Defense Ministry of War? So Trump is not your usual regular Joe, whom you can predict his actions. And he's been talking about this for more than 8 years. For at least 8 years, he's been talking about this. So he's kind of fixated on that matter. He believes that those statistics that indicated that terrorism-related deaths in Nigeria are more than 80% of terrorism-related deaths linked to Christians. Some statistics that Trump got indicate that more than 80% of those deaths happened in Nigeria. So he believes those statistics, and he's the sort of person that once he believes in something, it's difficult to convince. So he's convinced himself that Christians are being mindlessly killed. Remember, he confronted former President Buhari on this same matter when Buhari visited him in the US. So the next few days, I expect the Nigerian authorities to continue their diplomatic push for a resolution of this matter through the diplomatic back channels that they've been using. Somebody told me that our president has spoken with another prominent president to try and reach Donald Trump on his behalf. I don't know how far this is true, but I don't even think it's a bad idea. The president has spoken to another president of a big nation to talk to Trump on his behalf and try to explain these things. So, but let's not rule anything out. Let's not tell us that, he will not bomb any part of Nigeria. He's not at war with Nigeria. He's at war. He wants to go to war with the bandits, with the terrorists, killing people in our country, killing, in his words, Christians in our country. And we hear that the War Department is already, they've identified sites where they can drop bombs and all that. So it all depends. If he makes up his mind that they should do it, then there will be some limited strikes carried out in some of those flashpoints. But what we are saying is that if he wants to do that, he should do it in partnership with Nigerian armed forces, not to unilaterally come into a sovereign nation and be dropping bombs. It came into Pakistan is an ally of the US, but they went into Pakistan and took out Osama bin Laden without telling the Pakistani authorities. So Pakistan is a nuclear power. If they can go to that extent with a nuclear power, I can understand how Pastor Adeboye is feeling that, look, they can come here. No one should rule that out. And I think that it makes no sense to rule out the possibility of airstrikes being conducted in our country by Donald Trump. But what we are saying is, we are a sovereign nation. America can offer us support to exterminate these non-state actors who are killing our people, but America should not unilaterally carry this out. For example, if they unilaterally carry out this kind of airstrikes and it kills innocent people here, just as it happened when they attacked Libya in the 90s, when they attacked Libya. Remember, they killed innocent people died in the process. So that's why Pastor Adeboye said, look, continue to pursue diplomacy, and he said, move fast, move diplomatically, move wisely. We must take note of the fact that if America should attack us, China is not coming to defend us. Russia will not come to defend us. All the so-called world leaders will talk. They will condemn what America has done in the strongest terms. That's all they will do. Britain is not going to come and help us. No other foreign power will come to our aid. And he said, this is not a time to argue. It's not to understand people are dying. I agree absolutely with Adeboye on this. Even during journalist hangout yesterday and the day before yesterday, I still made the point that arguing that, oh, more Muslims have been killed or more Christians have been killed in a nation where terrorists, bandits are killing people recklessly the way they are doing makes no sense. We have to unite as a nation. We must admit that we have a big problem that our leaders have failed woefully to address over the years. Killing people, more than 200 people in one day, on Christmas Day in Plateau State 2 years ago. And after that, they've launched other attacks in that state. Such mass killing of people should not be happening. I don't know anywhere else in the world where people will just be killing innocent people the way they kill them in Nigeria. But in spite of that, I cannot support a foreign forces coming into our country to drop bombs here and there. No. What I will support is for us to find a way to work with those countries that are prepared to help us to defeat terror, not to unilaterally come and drop bombs. It humiliates us as a country, a sovereign nation, for another country to come and just drop bombs here and there in our country. And it's happened in the past when America got involved in the crisis in Somalia. The insurgents eventually dropped a Black Hawk military helicopter of the US. It landed in enemy territory and the pilot was dragged through the streets. So sometimes when America gets directly involved in conflicts in other nations, they get their fingers burnt. We are not saying, oh, that will happen in Nigeria, but we are saying that America should not unilaterally come into our country. If they are going to launch attacks on bandits, on terrorists in our country, it should be with the collaboration with Nigerian armed forces. That's what I will welcome. For example, if America will go to Timbuktu Triangle now, where we have a thick population of ISWAP, that has been their strong base for years, and we've not been able to flush them out of the place. If they will go to such a place, drop bombs, wipe those boys out, I will be happy. I will be happy to see them work together. The same way they got the support of the Nigerian army when they launched that audacious raid to rescue their citizen who was kidnapped out of cooperation, So, but to unilaterally come to our country, drop bombs. Huh? I don't want to see them come and drop bombs unilaterally on our country. I don't want to see that at all.
Absolutely. Especially with those who are already saying that the America is seeking for a base, somewhere in the Niger Delta, saying that is that where we have the terrorists. People are already coming up with different conspiracy theory that they are not interested in the Christian faith, really, or the Christian people, because if they do, why didn't they give them give some of the Christians who are applying for visa, that visa, make it easy for them to come in. They're also bombing Venezuela. In fact, it was also established that the boats that were bombed, those people, those casualties were fishermen who were fishing, but Trump claimed that they were drug pushers and they're also pushing to enter the United States of America. Just as you said, that America usually gets their fingers burnt, but at the end of the day, what they do is to apologize, say, yeah, we are sorry, we made a mistake. But let me quickly take two comments before I ask the last question. Olumide Adeyemi says, Pastor Adeboye is right on the money. Give those service chiefs 90 days or bust. Trump's threats are a wake-up call. We have inherited this mess from Buhari, and fake speeches like all is well aren't helping. Zainab Yusuf says, against this hardline, rushing in with ultimatum ignores poverty, fueling terror since 2008. Trump is meddling. That's a sovereignty violation under UN rules. Remember Sahel ops backfiring, more civilian deaths incoming. I agree with BKO. Tunde Ogunleye says, Adeboye's family tied to Tinubu adds weight, calling out bad advisors and that misleading IDP return claim is bold. Hawa Mohammed says, challenges galore, identifying sponsors without witch hunts, legally tricky under our Anti-Terror Act, relatable to Borno farmers paying bandits just to survive. Diplomacy with Trump might help, but Russia just talk. And let me take this comment. All right, no significant comments here. So, BKO, Pastor Adeboye said that he almost spoke last month rather, when he had the speech of President Bola Tinubu saying that all is well now, that displaced people have returned to their villages. He said the one who wrote that speech does not like the president. He said somebody wrote it, but it was the president who read it. And he's also said there are several people around Tinubu who are not telling him the truth. BKO, do you also believe the narrative that sometimes those who brief Mr. President don't always give him the accurate information?
Of course, we've seen them make mistakes in the past, schoolboy errors, that look at the matter, who knows what he's doing, will not advise the president to pardon drug pushers, has to walk free. And some people sat down and wrote that kind of advice, given to the president, bad advice given to the president. Even in bed.
Right, I'm afraid we lost connectivity with Babajide Kolade, just told you, gets a network halava, doing his own thing there. Hopefully he's able to rejoin. I think he's back. BK, we lost you. I said we lost a bit of your contribution in just the last part of what you said.
Yes, I said there's nothing that Baba Adeboye said that I disagree with. The service chiefs must be given the marching orders to exterminate the enemies of the Nigerian state. They need to work with a KPI, and if they are unable to deliver, they should be asked to go.
That's beautiful. Let me see if I can take one more comment. I think we are actually out of time.
Until we find those chiefs who will not deliver the goods.
Awesome. Shegun Babalola says, for the demand echoes US post 9/11 resolve, Adeboye's push could finally protect villages like Owo after the 2022 attack. While historically, external pressure like in Chibok didn't fix much. We need homegrown fixes. Amina Sani says, opposing US strikes, it's neocolonialism. Like 1980s or 1960s meddling, Adeboye's 90-day call is good intent, but poverty is the root. BK, your final thoughts as we coast to Anambra. You've actually given your analysis of Anambra. You've made your prognosis, and then we believe that based on the indices of what we saw. But looking at the Labour Party's presidential candidates, according to reports from the grapevine, that he lost his polling unit to not even ABGA, but to the APC. What does this say about his strength? Because it was in the news when he landed. He made a landfall in Anambra with his entourage, to support to garner support for the Labour Party candidate. What does it say about his own strength in his own base?
When it comes to national election, in the last few years, when it comes to national election in Anambra State, Peter Obi is a lion, is a tiger. But when it comes to state elections, election that has to do with just in the last, despite the fact that Soludo opposed him in the presidential election, he couldn't make Soludo pay by winning the House of Assembly elections in that state. So Soludo has always defeated him when it comes to their domestic elections there. So that's what we have seen again today. Even Uche Ekunife, Alanda Uche Ekunife also lost. So that's what we've been seeing.
Well, interesting development. We'll keep monitoring events as they continue to.
For watching Adeboye News Updates, remember to like, share, and subscribe to stay connected. Until next time, I am your host,